Hey guys, welcome back to Dire Armory. Today we're going to be talking about an awesome company called Greyman Tactical. They are producing some really cool stuff that is unique and different, I think, than a lot of the stuff that we've seen. So today we've got like a more epic video that we're going to do, but today I just wanted to talk about basic setup, how to set it up, how to use the tools that they provide to actually put your panel together. This is the RMP series, which stands for Rigid Molle Panel. This is really good for just like the back of your truck or wherever you want it hanging. Like here, we have one hanging up here. This is my setup. And they have these clips and you can just clip them and take them around. But they have all different sizes. They have huge sizes that will cover like a trunk. Like if you open your trunk and you can have it up on the trunk. They have really small panels that can fit inside one, like a backpack like this, to keep everything organized. It's a lot better to have this than just have it sitting on your floor, scattered around, rolling around. It's a really unique system. So this is Brent, and we are going to be taking him through how to set up his Greyman Tactical setup. For your setup is more of like a truck setup. Yep. So we've got a truck gun, which is going to be this Wolfpack Armory WP9 Elite. It's built ultra compact. It is really, really cool. If you don't know Wolfpack Armory, go check these guys out. Plus, they're one of the few guys that actually have parts in stock. This one is a 9mm and is Glock mag compatible. Because you carry a Glock, right? Yeah, so his Glock mags actually fit in this thing. One mag, one ammo type, on the go. Perfect setup. So, anyways, let's start walking through how to set this thing up.
Cool.
And you've never done this before?
Never done this.
Okay.
Day one.
Day one. I have a little bit of experience. Alright, so first thing you want to do, for the sake of time in the video, I went ahead and put all these other clips on, but we're going to walk through just kind of how you want them on. We have the panel upside down, so this is going to be the top of your seat, basically. And this can be the bottom, and this will be the back that's on the seat. So basically, you want that clip on just like that. And I have the buckles facing outward so that you can grab them and unclip them very easily or quickly.
All right, so got that through there.
Yep, so basically you feed in through the bottom, come around over the top, and refeed through the other top part. Which, if you have needle nose pliers on hand, we have these things. They actually help trying to grab, unless you can get it. See that little spot right there?
I'm gonna use my bare hands.
Bare hands. These things are really secure, so it's
all right.
Almost like, yeah, you got to go with the pliers. It's almost a safety feature in itself. Like it's definitely not going anywhere for sure. These clips are awesome. There you go.
Complete.
So this is basically what it's going to look like. So this is how it's going to sit on the seat. You got your buckles facing backwards, and let me see those straps. Basically, you have two straps. You have a headrest strap and a seat base strap. And this is basically going to be the top. And this is going to go around your headrest. The poles of your headrest. So you can raise your headrest up. And it'll hang on your headrest like that. Your headrest will be in here. This will go around the base of your seat. Again, this is the back of the panel now. And this will actually go around the base of your seat. So you clip them in, you go around your seat, clip them in.
I see these are all adjustable, so you can really dial in positioning on the seat.
Because you may drive a Toyota Tacoma, or you may drive a Corolla. Every seat's gonna be different.
Yep.
I noticed in my Jeep, I almost have to go like all the way out to get it real tight. So anyways, that's simple straps. So let's actually go into how you're going to mount your weapons on this thing. And it doesn't have to be weapons. I mean, if you're like me, you're just the type of guy that likes to be prepared. You can have fire extinguishers, emergency vehicle, like self-extrication kits, like seatbelt cutter, flashlight, fire extinguisher, everything that you need out like on the road that you might need is really good to have here. I use it for my truck gun setup, my, whatever I need. I also keep medical equipment on there and all that. But first thing you want to do is figure out kind of how you want to orient your stuff and lay it out. And you have to keep in mind that however you lay it out on here needs to be easily accessible. So for me, I keep mine on the back passenger side so I can reach around and grab whatever I need. So everything needs to be oriented to my hand reaching this way and grabbing and pulling, right?
Got it.
If you think that you would be maybe if it was a self-defense situation where you need to draw your pistol and then maybe grab your bigger gun and come out, and you think that you would go out your passenger side and put it on the back of your seat to get out, everything needs to be oriented to the left.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
So with that in mind, if you're reaching around this way, you would want your gun set up similar on this side. So that's kind of how it would be.
Yep.
Because if you're reaching around this way, that's where you want to grab.
Mm-hmm.
So you can kind of just lay everything out like you want. We've got some mag holders. So yeah, these are from the Greyman site. It's a company called G-Code Scorpion. This is their magazine. They're like soft, kind of soft, but they're like retention. They have really good retention. Could you give me one of those magazines? Any of them? And they hold really well. I mean, the tension in it is really tight in them, like really good retention. And then they have the mounting system on the back. So these will actually mount to the panel. And since we're running all Glock, your pistol's Glock and this is Glock, I think you just load it up with Glock mags.
Yeah, of course.
Everywhere. So the other thing you want to keep in mind is not letting anything inhibit you pulling those mags out. For instance, if you have it here with a Glock mag in it, you don't want to mount something directly above it to where you can't pull the mag out.
Gotcha.
So, let's go ahead and get started on these. So these Glock mags come with a mounting system, which is those little metal brackets, and these are like their proprietary mounting system. So you kind of want to just figure out where you want to leave all this stuff. So go ahead and maybe place those where you think they'll be. Yeah, like that. Yeah. And then you have the cool thing about this is just a standard size molly, even though it's rigid molly, but it's standard size molly. So I got a little 511. Yep, little 511 pistol mag holder. This is their one that's half Kydex. It's got really good retention too. This is meant to be strung through just a standard molly setup like these backpacks have, but it will just string through those. I wanted to show that you could do both. So you don't necessarily have to buy their stuff, which I would highly recommend these because they are really high quality and they actually mount to the panel. They're made for the panel, but those will work fine. So you can take your extra stuff and put it on these just normally. So let's go ahead and lay out your other mags. And just put that where you think that would be easily accessible. Yeah, that's fine. And one thing to keep in note is you have the 33 round mags.
So those would probably be better.
So I would actually put the mags in them to see or a mag. And now, kind of lay it out to where you know it's not going to hit those. And then we just have a knife that's also got a molly panel thing. You could put that anywhere you think. Yeah. So that's just a good looking setup right there, I think.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's do it.
Right.
Let's mount the rifle or the pistol first. And because everything's gonna be based around that. Everything else is extra. The point of this is for you to get to your gun quickly and easily in a self-defense scenario, everything else is secondary. If you're having to come back to grab mags to reload, that's probably the least of your worries. All right. So they make this mount, and it's got a pick rail almost on the inside, like a reverse pick rail. And this is called the Raptor Secure Display Access Mount. And it's got a lock on it, which has a key. All you do is push that button, and it locks it. That's another thing a lot of people have been saying is, oh, cool, somebody's just going to break open, smash my window, and take all my stuff. The amount of planning that would have to go into a carjacker actually getting to this, because they also have these, it's basically a bike lock, which I'm sure you can just use any kind, but this one specifically feeds through holes that are built into the molly panel, and it's long enough to go around the seat mount inside of the base of the car. Oh. So you'd have to like have bolt cutters on hand, which most carjackers are looking for like a quick smash and grab. If somebody's that determined to actually get something to actually cut this stuff off, then they're probably going to get to it anyways. So the panel is actually mounted to locked to the seat, and then this is actually secure key locked into here. And all you do whenever you leave your car is push this button, boop, and it's locked in there. They'd be working to get to this thing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, cool. So let's mount this thing. So this is kind of where we want this sitting, right? Mm-hmm. And you're actually going to be the one to do this.
Cool.
And just keeping in mind, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Keeping in mind that this is the push button lock, you want that to kind of be facing you if you're doing.
So if I'm over here, facing that way, this is the back of the seat.
Yep.
Definitely want it there.
Yes.
Cool.
So they have the mounts, which are those little brackets right here. This is what they look like, and they actually fit perfectly into the bottom of the panel, like this. So what you want to do is line your holes up with this piece, because it's going to screw into these.
Okay.
And sometimes it takes some like figuring out. You got to flip these around and flip these around. Basically, the rule of thumb with these is, with the Raptor mount, is if you have it, let's say you want it right here, that's where you decided you wanted it, right?
You want them on the outside, kind of.
Yeah. So you want them facing the thick parts kind of opposite each other, how it's sitting like that. And then you're going to put this over it, and you can kind of look down the holes and see that it's lined up.
Perfect.
But for sure, this is how, on the Raptor mount, I had it like this, and I was trying to figure out why they are facing away from each other. The holes are facing away from each other. So you can kind of just lay it on the table, and they'll kind of just lock in like a puzzle. Like a little puzzle. And you're going to use these long screws with washers. Oh, and another thing to think of, I know somebody's going to say, well, just get a screwdriver and do these. There's actually a safety bit. So you'd actually have to have a safety bit to get this thing unbolted. And this actually comes with the setup. So it's just a two-pronged safety bit and then a two-pronged screw. And boop, that's it. We're going to be using a low-power drill. Another thing I would suggest, and this is just in general, is Loctite all your stuff. You have red Loctite and blue Loctite. Red Loctite, typically you need like a lot of heat to get off. And blue Loctite will hold these steady, but with a little bit of tension you can break the seal and unscrew it. But if it's constantly rattling around in your car all day, then the screws, I doubt they would back out, but that's just a layer of protection that.
Could have got a smoother guy.
Cool. All right, so now that your Raptor mount is on, how this is going to look, and I'm going to explain how this Raptor mount works. Your Picatinny rail slots right in these slots. I mean, you just literally stick it on there, and then you're going to push down. So it's going to come down in and just push down like that. One thing I've noticed with the Raptor mount that you have to be careful of is, see how we just pushed it down like that? you can't release it when it's locked down like this. You have to pull up a little bit. Maybe it's just because it's not really broken in yet. It's a brand new piece, but you'll see this little click. See that? Now to release it, you push down and pull up. So that's just a thing to keep in mind. Down, and then make sure it's locked out. That way.
All right.
So it's a very, very quick, and like I said, that's the whole point. In a self-defense situation, you don't want to be fiddling with locks and everything. This is its own locked system. So if I were to have this in my car, and then, okay, I've got to go to work, or I'm going inside of a store or something for a while, just push this button in, and it's locked. And then whenever you get back in your car, go ahead and you stick the key in there, you unlock it, the button pops out, and it's ready to grab, and then you go. Inside the car, button stays out. When you leave the car, click the button in. So let's go ahead and take this off, and let's go ahead and mount your magazines.
Okay.
So for these G-code magazines, they have 3 holes in the back, and this is what the mount looks like for it. So it's going to slide right in here like this, and then these 3 holes are going to line up with those 3 holes. What you want to do is make sure that these are lined up. These screw holes are lined up with these. And the reason there's extra screw holes, it seems like, is because the panel can be mounted horizontally, in which case you're going to want to use these, the other side of the screw holes. That's what those are for. It's they're oriented vertical to horizontal. So this would line up with, where's the other one? The mounting, the bracket. This would line up with this one vertically or horizontally. So they all the brackets come in with 2 configurations. Or orientations, I should say. Vertical and horizontal. So anyways, here's your screws. Here's your brackets. Here's your magazine.
We'll have to go through the back, won't we?
Yes. Well, you can just lay it like you did on the That's going to be better. Yeah. And then you just put it on the table. You've got your mag on the front, which I'll hold that for you.
Okay.
And then you're going to line up. Go ahead and stick a screw through, actually. Okay. So there's your one. And that's what it's going to look like from the back. So there's where your other magazines are. Now, all right, so now you have your magazines, your weapon mount. Let's go ahead and feed a normal Molly system on there. So these just are normal Molly. You just feed them through the loops, snap them in. Nothing to it. But you do want to reference with your larger mags. There you go. So, yep.
So that's these guys.
Mm-hmm. Just feed them in. We'll bring them around the back.
So do I bring these guys through?
Yep. And all you're going to do is snap them in. All right. So we have that stuff, and then you've got your knife. So same deal. This is kind of filling up. Yep. I like to keep a medical kit on mine. If you got something that can make holes, have something to plug holes. Which we'll go over medical stuff maybe another time.
We could run it high, or
yeah,
got some space
wherever you want. That's the beauty of it. You can do whatever you want to do.
It's awesome.
So let's go ahead and feed those through. there you go. So let's go ahead and load up your mags. There you go. Here's this. You line your rail and snap it in, down, and then pull out. Yep, until you hear the pop.
Beautiful.
And that's it. All right, so now that we've got the panel assembled, we're going to see how this fits into the vehicle and straps into the back seat. So now we're going to install the Greyman tactical setup in your truck, right? So super easy. So there's, like I said before, you have the headrest mount and the base of the seat mount that goes around the base of the seat. So I like to do the headrest one first, and then that kind of gives me a gauge where I need to be. And they actually have two ways to mount this to your headrest. One is the strap that I showed you, and it's literally just going to go around the bars like this and hang. And then you're going to clip them in like this. And that's going to leave them hanging like this. And then you're going to tighten it up to however tight you need it to go. I really like this one. It's kind of a quick detach, and I can move it from headrest to headrest. Like if I'm switching cars, if you have multiple cars and you have the carry handle installed, you can unclip it, grab it, bring it to your next car, and just loop it around. Or they have this other mounting system, and it's a D-ring mounting system. And these go on the poles of your headrest. So you're just gonna pull your headrest out. You're gonna put your D-rings on them like this. And then the panel just clips straight into those D-rings. This is good if you were to buy, if you do have multiple cars again, you could just put D-rings on the backs of all your seats and then move it wherever you want. So I'm gonna leave those on there for now, and the next one's gonna be go around the base of your seat. So basically, if you wanna take this, and we'll loop it around the seat, and then you can feed it through the back end right here, and just clip it in. Your adjustable side is gonna be on the left or right. I put it on the left just so I can hide all the slack. And this is gonna secure it to the base of your seat. So I do this, and I'll tighten it as hard as it can be tightened. And now it's completely secured. It's really solid in there, which you want it to be as tight as you can so that when you pull your weapon off, there's not much give to this. So now we're gonna go ahead and install the weapon, and that's just gonna clip into the Raptor mount, and it's ready to go. So all you have to do is reach in, push in, pull out, and you're good to go. Security is really important, especially when you have weapons involved, and you don't want a car thief just smashing your window and being able to grab this. That's the importance of this locking mount right here. And like I said before, you just push the button and you have a key to it. You're not going to be able to just cut this with anything you just have sitting around. Not like a car thief is carrying around saws and things like that anyways. So this is the bike lock I was talking about earlier in the video. And it's a pretty cool lock. It's just like a feed through system, and it's dummy proof. It's got tells you which way to feed it, and it fits right through these holes. There's holes all around this. So I'm gonna actually feed mine through the bottom here, and I'm gonna actually feed it around the base of the seat. Done. Okay. So basically, I fed the lock part through the bottom of the seat here, and you just pull it tight, and this is going to just secure it inside of the vehicle. And then this can be rolled up and shoved under the seat or out of the way. Basically, the point is, if somebody's looking for a quick smash and grab, which is probably 99% of car thieves, what car thieves are going to do, they won't be able to just grab anything off. But at the same time, you don't want somebody just seeing that you have something cool, so Let me see this cover. Greyman actually thought of this, and they made this cover. And this cover's got these quick detach handles, and you can, this is something that just goes on the bottom of your panel or your weapon and covers it from the top. This is really hard to see. If you have really tinted windows, it's actually really hard to see. Like, your truck's pretty tinted. It's really hard to see through the window and actually see that this is anything. And it's got, if you need it in a pinch still, it's got these quick detach handles, and you can just pull these handles. It comes right off. And you're ready to go still. And that's it. So thanks for watching this episode of Dire Armory. Thanks, Brent, for coming in. Go check out Greyman Tactical. They've got some really, really cool stuff, and we will see you next time.